Namaste. A warm welcome to everyone. Welcome to Brahma Kumari's Meditation Center. If you have logged in into your YouTube, you can access the live chat. If not, please log in and let us know if there are any technical difficulties. And we are continuing on our journey, self-care, improving the qualities of everyday life. My name is Chavi, and today we are going to talk about liberation. So let's just question ourselves, like, what do you think about when I talk about the word liberation? Freedom, trying to, get something new in life, fighting for your rights, people say. And when I was even researching for this topic and preparing for this topic, all I could, whenever I used to type, liberation on Google, it only gave me all the riot movements, especially the Holocaust. And it made me realize that we are so focused on, liberating ourselves from governments and wars, and of course that's important. But are we focusing on liberating ourselves from our own thoughts and what's going on in our mind? So that's why we're gathered here to discuss liberation today. So let's take a moment and imagine, what would your perfect self look like? What do you see when I say that, what do you imagine when you see yourself as the perfect human being? Like, this is what you want to be. And now, think about the stuff which is stopping you from being that perfect self. There can be many obstacles. Maybe I'm not, good enough. I'm not doing this well. Whatever it might be. Those obstacles are forming a chain which is, stopping you from reaching the goal where you want to be. So liberation is about breaking that chain and coming out of those thoughts. Liberation is about bringing a positive change in your life, about freeing yourself from all the negativities which surround you. So, when I was thinking about this topic, I found out that there are mainly 3 types of, chains, you can say. Or, bubbles of thoughts where we live in. First is this big bubble of society. So whenever we are trying to, achieve something, like if I have a dream, which is not conventional, which is a bit, different from what usually people do in their life. So when I'm starting out to reach this goal, one of the first thoughts which come into my mind is, what would society say? Is it right? So all of these thoughts, start coming into my mind, even though their thinking won't matter. Because society is as a whole. It's all of us. But when I want to achieve something or I want to do something, it's just me. It's my journey. It's not the society's journey with me. But we have been brought up in this way that the society will, oppose my goals, oppose what I want to do. And then we think that, okay, we should not do this. So that's the one of the first chains which is created, which is not even by us, by someone else, by someone we don't even know. So maybe to explain this better, there's a small story I would like to share. So once there was this couple who were traveling through two villages. So they had some stuff. They had their clothes and stuff. So they bought their donkey with them so that they could keep their stuff on him. He could carry it, or they could also step on it and don't walk all the way. So when they were passing through the village, the lady, the wife, was sitting on the donkey, and then while they were passing the village, all the villagers said, "Oh my God, what a shameful wife! She should let her husband sit on the donkey." So the wife got off the donkey and then made the husband sit on the donkey. Then they started going ahead, and then the opposite happened. Then people said, what a shameful husband! How can he not let her wife sit on it?" And then again they did that. So, and then they traveled a bit more. And then some people said, how shameful that they are, putting so much of weight on the animal. So what did they do? They started walking and also picked up the stuff so that they don't burden the animal, because that was the people were saying that. Then they walked some more, and then the people said, how stupid are they? Why did they hire the donkey? So these thoughts just continued. Everyone just said whatever came into their mind, not knowing what the situation is, what is happening. And they listened to them and changed every few kilometers. And just, first they mentally exhausted themselves thinking about what people are saying, and then physically exhausted themselves by not using what the donkey was there for. So what happens when we listen to people who don't matter, who we don't know? We unnecessarily create obstacles. We unnecessarily, create mental and physical stress for ourselves. So I think this is something that we need to liberate ourselves from. Now, the second bubble that forms when we are, trying to achieve something is friends and family. People we know. People will come and, always, they'll start by saying, we just want the best for you. And then share their thoughts that, you should not do this. But trust me, if they wanted the best for you, they would understand that even if your decision is wrong, you need to go on this journey and find it out yourselves. So I'll share my personal experience. I had wanted to be a writer from the age of 13. I decided that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to write for film and TV. And I was very clear on my goals. And when I came to Canada and I was ready for university, I was applying to universities, and everyone started saying that, you should choose a very secure career, one which would get you a lot of, money, security. And I listened to them. My whole family and friends were like, you are not going to be successful as a writer. You won't find anything there. And I listened to them, and I did 2 years of psychology in UFC. And those 2 years were torture for me, because even though I liked psychology and it does help when you are writing, But I did not like the other subjects. I was not a fan of maths or biology or other stuff. So what happened to me was I realized that I ruined my 2 years listening to people who didn't know, who didn't understand my dreams. Even though they wanted the best for me, doing that course, continuing that course wouldn't have made me happy. What happened instead was I slipped into depression. And it took me a while to recover from that. I felt chained in that class. I felt chained to a chair. I felt chained to a course, and I was like, how can I leave this? I felt chained to the expectations of my family members that I have to complete this course now. But then I had to think about myself and what I wanted, and I had to do the right thing and leave that course and do what I always wanted to do. And I did. And it's been an year of me writing, and it's been the best year of my life. I haven't felt so free in such a long time. Because finally I listened to what my heart wanted and not what my family or friends or society would have said. I'm not saying that they are wrong, but somewhere their thoughts chain you and you stop thinking for yourself. I'm not saying that you have to cut off ties from your family or something. No, it's just that you have to be firm in creating your own boundaries and taking your own decisions and not listening. Like listening, give them the respect, listen to it, but you don't have to follow it. There's a difference between listening to someone's advice and then following someone's advice. Always follow what your heart wants. I think that is liberation, right? Then comes the third bubble, but the bubble which, troubles us the most. It's the self. So even after coming, out of everything, when I was going to start my course, I still felt that, maybe this is not right. I started having these thoughts that maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe I should have just stuck with my psychology course. This is a very big risk. Maybe I'm not capable of being a writer. All of those thoughts came in my mind because I had never written a proper script before, right? So I was like, how would I survive? I don't know anything about this industry. All of these thoughts started coming and they were creating obstacles for me to do my best. So once we establish a goal, we start creating our own negative thoughts. And I would like to call these thoughts vicious thoughts. So we have bad thoughts, and then we feel sad. And because we are having bad thoughts, we act in a bad way. We manifest those thoughts. So I was having those thoughts, and when I had to write, I could not write my best because in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'm not a good writer. I'm not good. I'm not capable of doing this. So again, I was chained by my own thoughts, and no one else was responsible this time. It was all me. But then I learned about thinking positive. So what I would like to call virtuous thoughts. So virtuous thoughts are thinking good for myself, thinking good for others. When you do that, you feel good. And then when you feel good, automatically the work you do is going to be good. why are we so attracted to confident people? Because they believe in themselves. And even though their work might not be the best, they do go on the top because they do believe in themselves. And sometimes the people who are actually good at the stuff are so underconfident, they get left behind because, they create bad thoughts, they create negative thoughts. They think they are not, capable of doing anything. But that's not true. We have to realize the power of our own thoughts. I think throughout this series, we have learned that our thoughts are extremely powerful. Our thoughts have the power to change our lives. If I put a pure good thought in whatever I want to do, that is going to manifest, no matter how long it takes. But if I keep on putting bad thoughts, keep on putting negative thoughts, that is what is going to happen. Because our thoughts do manifest. So we have to break those chains of these 3 bubbles that we are stuck in. Society, friends, family, and the self. I would just, like to share my own personal experience of joining Brahma Kumaris. So, I have been with the Brahma Kumaris since a very long time. I took this knowledge when I was around 14 years old. And at that time, I remember there were, a lot of thoughts that came from other people that you are too young for this. That, this is not right for you. You will be stuck in this. You are so young. Why do you need meditation? Live your life. All of those thoughts. And even because I was young, I agreed with them. I was like, yeah, I'm young. I should, live my life. Make boyfriends, go on dates, party and all of that. And I did all of that. But when the time came, when I was down, when no one was there to pick me up, what helped me was this. Was the knowledge I had taken like 7 years ago that came to my rescue. Not the people who said you are too young for this, don't go there. They'll trap you. No, that did not work. What worked was the, coming here, taking the knowledge again, doing it regularly, meditating regularly, making a proper routine, at least for the morning, getting up at a reasonable time, doing meditation, going to classes, having positive thoughts. This lifestyle helped me change myself. This lifestyle gave me a new life. This lifestyle made me free from all those thoughts, from all those chains which had been, with me since I was a kid. So I know that you got, whoever must be listening to this, you might go on Google and search us, and some articles may pop up which are, negative about us. Some friends or family might say that, you are too young, you shouldn't go there, you'll waste your time. But I guess those are also, chains which are stopping you from living your best life. So I think one more thing when we are talking about liberation is you have to liberate yourself from those thoughts as well when you are listening to us. Because believe me, when I say this, that No one helped me come out of depression. I had to do it myself with the help of this knowledge, with the help of whatever this institution gave me. Or I wouldn't have done it. I mean, I probably would have been dead by now. But this liberated me. And I think when you listen to us with a clear mind and see what this journey is really about. And, actually take in what we are saying, because it will only help you. Because for sure it has helped us. When we sit here, we are not only talking, we are actually practicing what we are saying. It's not that our lives are perfect every day as well, but we know how to come out of bad days. We might have a few, and I did have some recently, but this has always helped us come out of those bad days, come out and feel free. And I think bringing positivity in your life is the truest form of liberation. Truest form. I think I should just add some water. I think one of the other things that stops us from liberating ourselves is that we are stuck in the past and in the future. So whenever we want to start something, we'll think about our past habits. For example, if I want to start working out, so I have set this goal that from tomorrow I'm going to start working out no matter what. On that day, what will happen is my thoughts will go, you have done this before. You have taken this, you have taken this resolution before. Nothing happened. You're going to do it for a few days and you will be back to your normal self, right? So those past thoughts come that, this is not a habit. This is not going to help you. All of that will come. And at the same time, future thoughts will also come. That you have to get up, you have to go. Why, you can just stay here, no? Just stay in your comfort, But is that really your comfort? Or is that you are just tying yourself up to a chair and not moving? Because you are in the future and in the past. What happens is when we are trying to create a habit, we have to cut off these two things. We have to stay in the present, because it's a very, whenever we are trying to create a good habit, our past bad habits will come to test us. They will come and be like, come back to me. It's more comfortable here. I'm good. That is bad. But, it takes, freedom from those thoughts to actually, make what you want to a good habit, right? And you will get test papers. But at the same time, you have to stay in the present. And staying in the present is also a form of liberation. When you are not stuck in the past, that is liberation. So they say if you want to form a good habit, it takes 3 days to go through that tests. You will those 3 days, the first 3 days are the days where no matter what, just try and overcome those 3 days, because those 3 days will be like, oh my God, you should not do this. I'm the better side. don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. But once you come out of the 3 days, you start feeling better. You start feeling that freedom, or that yes, I have overcome. And I think, you know, we stop ourselves because we feel we might not be able to do it. And here is where we need to bring virtuous thoughts. We need to remind ourselves the power our thoughts hold and believe in ourselves. I think one of the things that this generation is suffering with is we don't believe in ourselves as much as we used to. We feel that whatever we are doing, it's not enough. It's like, I have to be good at everything. I have to be good at, I have to be good in my social media game. I have to be good at my academics. I have to be good at sports. I have to go to the gym and have a fabulous body. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then it's like, because you're so taken by everything which you think you have to do, you get none of them right. Everything is scattered and you get nothing right. So I think that is also a chain that we have created around ourselves, that we have to get everything right. No. Each and every human being here on this planet is special. Each and every human being has their own qualities. You cannot get everything right. No one is a perfectionist. But what you can do is be perfect in that one thing you really want to do. And it can be anything. It can even be just being a good human being, loving someone passionately. Even that is something, that is also a quality. Just, thinking about, I want to have this high status in society. I want to have this, I want to have that. I have to do this. That is also chaining yourself to a, way of life which does not belong to you. Because we all have a different outlook of life. We all have different dreams. But because this world works in a way, a lot of us are following the same dream, which was never ours to begin with. We are born, and the first day we are told you have to do this. And then the journey keeps on going on and you don't even realize that, what happened. What did I actually want? And you lose out on stuff. So I guess when it comes to liberating yourself, one of the first things you need to do is really, 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 extremely love yourself. And we have been through this topic, so I'm not going to get that into more. But, whenever you feel down, whenever you feel in those chains, only you can get yourself out of those chains. No one else is going to help you. Just hug yourself tight and say, I love you so much and everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. And I think we have to love ourselves a lot more than we are loving ourselves right now. I don't think we even love ourselves. We were never taught how to love ourselves. But now we can. And we know we have to. This COVID has taught us that, things are not going great for the planet. And, something like this might come again. And we will be stuck in our homes by ourselves again. And no one would be there again. So it's better if I just love myself and not depend on others. Even depending on others is a chain. I have to be independent. That is liberation, right? Independent, being free. I think first is, we said, loving ourselves. And then is, of course, thinking positive, always having optimistic thoughts. I think whenever we start something, we have to check what our intention is. For example, when I chose to, become a writer, my intention was that I want to tell stories from my culture and bring it out to the world. There are not enough South Asian stories in the world, and that was my goal. It was never about being famous, being, getting that popularity and stuff. This was the intention I went with. And I think that helped me to do this course and finish it. And now stepping into the industry, this world, and not being scared, because I know my intention is right. When my intention is right, when my intention is mine and not what the world wants, then you are free and then your stuff will get done. If my intention belonged to the world and the world would say, oh, you're a writer, you're going to be famous. That is what the world says. But I know that that is not my goal. My goal is something else. My goal is very pure. So when I start that with a pure intention, good thoughts automatically come. When good thoughts come, as we discussed, good actions automatically happen. And then you automatically achieve your goal. It's quite simple, I think. And I guess we should be ready whatever life throws at us. One of the things that we are really scared of is, I think, the game of life, and we feel that, sometimes anything can come your way, and we are very scared, what if it doesn't go my way? And then we go back to the vicious thoughts, thinking negative. But here is one thing which we have learned at the Brahma Kumaris is very simple. Full stop. So whatever happens, even if something bad is happening to you, just put a full stop. You remember when there were no, computers or nothing, back in the old days, where you had a ink pen to write. Once you put a full stop, you have to start the next sentence. You can't backspace or, anything like that. So once you have put the full stop, you begin a new sentence. So this is how that works. So whenever something is not happening your way and you are feeling, down, or your thoughts won't stop, one by one, there are too many negative thoughts. First, stop yourself. Sit down. Physically also stop. Stop. And now just say, full stop. And then you will see that your thoughts are getting slower and slower and slower, and eventually they will stop. And now once they have stopped, now you can start writing the new sentence. Now you can start creating virtuous thoughts. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. There was this Bollywood film. It was my favorite film. One of my favorite films, Three Idiots. So there was this one thing which I still use from that film, is that whenever something bad used to happen, the main lead who used to say, keep your hand on your heart and say, all is well. All is well. All is well. And I think we should do that as well. Whenever something goes wrong, just all is well. All is well. Because even the wrong paths sometimes take you to the right destination. And I've seen that, I've learned that. So even if something is not going your way, all is well. All is always going to be well. And here, I think we learn this every day. This is a practice we do every day. Because I know it's not easy to stop those thoughts. It's very difficult. It's a lifelong practice. But at the same time, these techniques help you. They help you to liberate yourself from the chains that you have actually created for yourself. At the end of the day, you are the creator of your own thoughts. Even though we have these different bubbles, at the end of the day, it's your brain. It's your thoughts. You cannot blame anyone else. What you can do is practice to free yourself from your own thoughts. One of the things we have done is we have made this normal. Having bad thoughts is normal. Thinking negative about oneself is normal. Being angry is normal. Being frustrated is normal. But we have to unlearn this, that this is not normal. We are in a world war with ourselves. It's a constant war going on. But we have to finally win. We have to liberate ourselves, right? And when you sit down and start practicing these things, I assure you, you are going to have really tough days coming ahead of yourselves. But why are those tough days coming? Because you have identified what is actually wrong with you. We feel that all of this is normal. So we, go with it. We go with the flow. Right? But now through this series and through these virtues, understanding what is actually mine, we learn that we had tied ourselves up to something which we thought was normal, but which wasn't. And so now that you know that this isn't normal, you will feel more scared. You will feel like, oh no, life has got tougher. But, at the end of a heavy rain, a rainbow always comes. So that's how, this works. After a war, even though there's a lot of destruction, when the war ends, peace prevails. So this is what we have to do for ourselves. Don't be scared of the war. Don't be scared of what's going to come ahead. But be prepared. And being here, being attached with this institution, it helps you to prepare each and every day. Every single day. I would just like to say in the end that please love yourself more and don't be scared, and try to, understand the power of your thoughts, and all the cumulation of all of this will lead to true liberation. Only bringing positivity in your life is the truest form of liberation. If you want to learn more about what we are doing here, you can visit our website and do the 7-day Raj Yoga course. And I hope you guys have a very wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Om Shanti.